Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are currently trading above fair value, while commodities are lower in the pre-market on Friday morning. Just a heads up, U.S. markets will be closed on Monday for the Martin Luther King holiday. So this is a 3-day long weekend, and of course, markets are usually bullish going into a 3-day long weekend. Now, on Friday mornings, I usually like to print off some weekly charts just to see what the market has done so far. Looking at the US dollar index, we made a new high this weekend, started to pull back. That could lead to something over time. We had a similar situation for the 30-year bond, which made a new low and then has paired its way back during the week. So that could be the start of something. Certainly nothing conclusive there so far. Crude oil has continued to move higher, and it is trading above the October high, and now we're looking to see if we can take out the summer highs from 2024. The price of gold is up this week. It's up $35.90 so far. It's down $15 last time I checked in the pre-market this morning. Now, looking at the major indices, the S&P 500 is up 1.89%. The Nasdaq is trailing the S&P 500 at the moment, up 1.17% for the week. Still in the channel. And then looking at the TSX, up a little under 1/3%, trading in the channel at the moment. Now, what's happening at 8:30? Not a lot. We do have some housing starts coming out in industrial production. They could certainly change the market. The industrial production doesn't come out to 9:15 this morning. Now, Thursday turned out to be a mixed day. Some of the headlines would lead you to believe it was a negative day, but for the most part, the majority of stocks were up on Thursday, while some big cap tech stocks pulled back. Now, we had the VIX up slightly on the day, no change in trend there. The Magnificent 7 ETF is still on a sell signal, so a close above yesterday's high would give us a buy signal on Friday. The NASDAQ 100 is still on a sell signal, no change there. You can see that we traded above the upper channel line on Thursday, but then pulled back. A lot of the pullback for both of those ETFs was because of Apple, which is down over 4% on the day. So a huge down day for Apple, continuing the trend that started a couple of weeks ago. We had a big reversal day for Texas Instruments on Thursday, and then we had Tesla down on the day. Had an inside day, so no change there. We're still on a buy signal for Tesla. Now, while the NASDAQ was pulling back, the equal weighted NASDAQ and the next generation NASDAQ closed higher on Thursday. We also saw the Dow having an inside day, so it was down slightly on the day, no change there. Small pullback for the S&P 500, while the equal weighted S&P 500 continued to move higher on Thursday. And then looking at the Russell 2000, it also ended the day slightly higher, but having an inside day. Looking at the Canadian market, we were in the channel for both the Vanguard Canada ETF and the iShares for the TSX 60. So still no joy there. Looking at the financials, U.S. financials continued to move higher on Thursday, not on the back of banks, but on the back of broker-dealers and insurance companies, both moving higher on Thursday. Canadian financials, the index is back on a buy signal. Bank stocks are back on a buy signal, but it was a very mixed picture for bank stocks. The CIBC was the big winner, up 0.95%, trading back in the channel. At the same time, the National Bank was basically down about the same percentage, and it is back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. The TD Bank made it up to our next price target on Thursday, and so if you had an order in up there, congratulations. This level has acted as resistance over the past few months, and we're looking to see if we can take out yesterday's high, and that would probably lead us up to 81.25. That is our next mathematical target for TD Bank. Let's finish off this morning's presentation, taking a look at the world of commodities. And we had gold continue to move higher yesterday. And what do you think? Gold moving higher on Thursday? Gold stocks were down in Canada. They were down slightly on the day. They were down in the U.S. Junior gold miners were down as well. So no sinking between the price of gold and gold stocks at the moment. That's also true for silver, which closed up slightly yesterday, while silver stocks and junior silver stocks both traded lower on the day, so no change in trend there. Now, when we move to the world of copper, we've got a much bigger divergence between what's happening with the price of copper itself and what the copper miners are doing. Apparently, there's absolutely no interest in copper miners at the moment. Yesterday was an inside day. Now, moving over to energy, we saw crude oil make a new high on Wednesday, small pullback on Thursday, and it's pulling back again in the pre-market on Friday morning. That's also true for gasoline. Natural gas hit a new high for this move on Thursday. It's moving up towards the highs that we saw in the early part of 2024. So that could be a wall of resistance for natural gas. It's not heading in that direction this morning. There's a small pullback in natural gas in the pre-market. Now, looking at energy stocks in the U.S., they were up just under 0.75%, heading towards our next price target of 93.75. Unfortunately, in the Canadian market, we saw energy stocks roll over yesterday, and that has a lot to do with who's being sworn in on Monday. There's Canadian Natural Resources moving lower. We've got Suncor pulling back 2.19%. We've got ARC Resources back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. While Baytech traded down, we're still looking for a close on Friday below $3.78. Okay, folks, that's all I wanted to cover in this morning's presentation. I will be back on the weekend to take a look at what happens on Friday. Monday is going to be a U.S. holiday, so Canadian stocks are going to be very thinly traded. I won't be doing a presentation on Monday morning. I'll be taking the day off as well. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Saturday, and then we'll come back on Sunday and do the weekend update.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.